This isn't the American dream anymore. It seems like the American struggle. You know, your grocery bill is the same price as your mortgage payment or your rent payment. Hope's down, rent's up. You can't find a piece of land anymore because people from other countries or big developers are coming in and they're splitting it into eight acre lots and building houses, and then they're charging 500,000 to a middle apiece, and then saying that's the American dream. American dream used to be where you could afford things, where you could afford as a family to buy a house, pay for your groceries, get good health care, get child care, so that you can work. The American dream used to be about dreams. You could dream of a better life. You could dream of your own 40-acre plot of land with animals and a big garden. It used to be where you could go to your neighbor's house and ask for sugar. I wouldn't knock on my neighbor's door anymore in America because you're liable to get shot. And then they think they're right. And you see that on the news all the time. It happens every single day, it seems like, in America. Living in America now, you're required to almost speak 2 to 3 different languages just to understand everybody in a single day. That's not my American dream. My American dream is about hope. My American dream is about love. My American dream is to be able to raise a family and to put kids in school without having to worry about something terrible can happen to them, or that the teachers don't even speak English in a lot of the schools, and the kids come home and their grades are bad because they can't understand the work the teacher's given. Folks, that's not the American dream. That's the American nightmare. This is Outlaw Unfiltered, and I'm John Cup.
We want you not to go this route that you just did. Before now, a lot of Americans were actually advocating that this administration shouldn't be voted for. But majority of the people, especially the white folks, they said this is what they want to do. They said they want to vote for America to be great again. They said they call themselves MAGA. And now the question a lot of people are asking, and they are still asking, is the fact that as American become great, is America a place where you can say, my dream I want to fulfill? The American dream, is it really a dream now? Is it a reality? You find out that in this present regime, all of that rhetorics are fading away because it is no longer a reality. Join me, guys. Let's go watch this couple of content that I've put together for you to watch for yourself. How Americans are complaining and groaning. They are saying the dream is no longer a reality. The things are so hard. They can't afford the basic that they used to get before. Credits are given to all content in this video. Let's go watch them and I'll be right back. And if you love this great content, do it to subscribe, like, and share so that others can get to know about it. Thank you. Don't go nowhere.
America's at a breaking point. The gap between the rich and the rest is a chasm. Top 1% own 32% of the wealth. Bottom 50% get 2%. Wages stagnant, while housing, healthcare, and education costs simply soar. People aren't just broke. They're desperate, pushed to their wits' end. The system's rigged. Politicians are bought. $4 billion in lobbying last year alone. The tax code, 70,000 pages of loopholes for the elite. Trust in governments at 16-17%. Voting, to most, feels pointless, especially when the game's stacked. People see no way out but to fight. This isn't a revolution, it's raw frustration. It's not just left-wing fanatics or right-wing fanatics causing this, though overreach and woke policies don't help. Both sides let corporations like BlackRock, $11.5 trillion in assets, and Blackstone run wild. Globalization kills jobs. Automation's eating what's left. The elite thrive, and the rest, we try to scrape by. Recent violence, like random shootings, isn't the answer but shows the tension. People feel their chips are down with no way back. Laws are too messy, politics too corrupt to fix by votes. We need real change. We need local action, simpler rules, less elite control. This isn't about left or right. It's about a system that's forgotten most of us. Community organizing, transparency, and economic relief could help. But it's a long road. If we don't act, the anger's only going to grow. What next, America?
I just got back from the States and I had to pay tax on everything I bought. Right, and they don't even question it. Excuse me. Those taxes are for our freedoms. Right, and I rented a car and they pay taxes to make these tollways on the interstate, but then they have to pay like $50+ just to go on the interstate. Which, I thought they paid taxes for that already. What? Taxes are for our freedoms. Did you hear they have to pay a death tax? What? Yeah, so after they die, if they give their property to any of their kids have to pay a tax on that property. That's insane. Oh, this is so bad. And get this, they sell used cars and tax it every single time, even with private buyers. So it can be taxed as many times as the car is sold. It could be taxed more than the car is worth ultimately. What? Wait, you guys don't do that? No! No. Even if they buy a property, they have to pay property tax on it every single year. So it doesn't even matter if they own that land. They have to pay taxes on it. Okay, we have to do that too. Yeah, we have to do that, but it's not like every year. Yeah, we have to pay taxes on the land, but it's not that much. Ours is a lot, actually. And if you have to pay a fee in the United States, there's taxes on the fee. There's taxes on the fees? Like tax on tax on tax, on tax on tax on tax. What aren't they taxed on? No, they're taxed on everything. And then at the end of the year, they have to pay taxes again. Wait, on what? Just overall, they have to pay taxes again. And then they have to pay a service to actually do these taxes correctly, or they'll be thrown in jail if the taxes are not correct. What? What? No, you're joking, you're joking. Hey guys, they have to be getting something out of these taxes. What are you getting, America? Are you getting like university for free? I don't want to talk about that. No, really, because we are. Aren't you? Yeah, we get it for free. Yeah, our university is for free. Ours too. Ours too. I said I don't want to talk about it. Okay, what about your healthcare? I heard that cancer is #1 in the United States, so you must have pretty good healthcare there. I don't want to talk about that either. You have to pay out of pocket. Ours is covered. Pretty much ours too. Ours is covered too. Same here. Same here. Same here. I said I don't want to talk about it. Okay, let's just ask them. America, what are your taxes going for? Our freedoms. Okay.
Only in America do you have to pay a fee to pay a bill. Only in America do you try to go to work while you're sick because you can't afford to miss a shift. Only in America do you avoid going to the doctor because you have to pay a deductible, even with insurance. Only in America do you have to choose between filling your tank and buying groceries. Only in America does your rent go up while your paycheck stays exactly the same. Only in America and nowhere else.
The whites are scrambling. The white people of America are scrambling. Right, so the thing about white people in America is that they think that there's this magical money tree that will only grow in the backyard of white people, right? And then like black and brown people don't have access to this money tree. And because they believe this, they vote for a particular political party. Now, this video, I don't give a fuck who you vote for. I don't care if you vote Republican. I don't care if you vote Democrat. What I am here to tell you, unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, is that if you are white, in particular a white man in America, you are no longer entitled to get more than anybody else, right? So you can vote however you want. You can be as racist as you fucking want. It's not going to put more money into your bank account. It's just not, right? So the reason that the whites are scrambling across all generations, right? Like the old white people, like the baby boomers, they're going to run out of money, right? The elder millennials, we're probably like 75% progressive because we just grew up accepting everybody. And the most interesting case for me are these young kids, right? Like these young Gen Z white boys who are like, well, I'm conservative and I'm going to vote for Republicans and, you know, get all mixed up with these weird, you know, subcultures like the Groypers, and like they're the ones that are like, oh, I'm gonna try to meet women at church on Sunday. It's like, here's the thing, buddy. If you're a young white man and you're poor, it doesn't matter how you identify, right? Like you can identify as conservative, you can identify as progressive. And I think what these young white boys think is that like if they align themselves with the current administration, that it's going to put more money into their pockets and therefore like enable them to get laid or get the attention of girls. And as long as you're poor, you're not going to get laid, right? So like you can be racist, you can dress conservatively, you can go to church, but like if you're a young white man in America and you're not going to inherit any money, voting is not going to put more money into your bank account. So I think the option is to just be like, accepting and, come to the realization that like we're all fucking different. Because being, a conservative racist, like I said, it's not going to put money in your pocket. It's just going to label yourself as an asshole. You're not going to be able to get a job. Because like I have HR buddies that like are very, very high up. And if you show that you're like a conservative racist, you're not going to get hired, right? So like these people who are choosing, to display their racist flags publicly online, you guys are cooked. And those are my thoughts. Peace.
Americans are so broke and they desperately try to justify their brokenness. I always get Americans tell me, but the people in Mexico, they only make $20 a day. You make $25 an hour and you're still broke. Sure, you drive the newest car, but the bank owns it. It's not yours. Let me see that title. You call yourself a homeowner, but your house is made out of drywall and paper, and you're going to be renting it for 30 years before you even own it. Sure, you went to college, and yeah, sure, you have a degree, but you're going to spend the rest of your life paying for it. Sure, you have the newest iPhone, you have name brand clothing, you have all the nice things, but your credit cards are maxed out. Most of Americans are one paycheck away from being homeless. The United States runs on credit. The United States runs on debt. Americans cannot function without credit. Instead of the United States of America, it should be called the United States of Minimum Payments. But according to Americans, we're the broke ones. But anyways, let me know what you guys think.
Only in America can your health insurance deny a procedure your doctor ordered. Only in America can you work full-time and still need to apply for food stamps. Only in America do you need good credit just to apply to rent a place to live. Only in America do job applications ask for a bachelor's degree and then pay $16 an hour. Only in America does your boss have to approve the day you bury a loved one. Only in America are your teeth considered a luxury.
Poverty in the United States is a choice. Let me explain. When you try to explain to people like the level of poverty in places outside the US, places like my home country, Cuba, Somalia, tons of places in Africa, they'll often respond and say, well, we have poverty in the United States too, which is nowhere near the level of poverty in the places I just mentioned, but I digress. And yes, we do have poverty here in the United States, but let me explain the difference. I'll use my home country, for example. It doesn't matter how much you apply yourself. It doesn't matter what you become. It doesn't matter if you study medicine and become a doctor. You will still be paid an unlivable wage. There are no opportunities no matter how hard you try. It doesn't matter what you do or who you become. You will always be poor. You were born destined to be poor for the rest of your life. Meanwhile, in this country, a lot of it is in our hands. It is up to us what we become and how far we get in life. And yes, there are a million exceptions, excuses, and genuine reasons for why people find themselves in poverty, caught in a cycle. Life is hard. It's not easy to make money. I get it. But you don't have to be dirt poor. You really don't. You don't have to struggle that badly. You can make it to a place where you and your family are okay. I'm not saying everybody can be Bill Gates, of course, but you do not have to be dirt poor. The choices you make can get you out of that situation in this country. And I know what you're gonna say. It's not true. People work so hard and they still can't make it and blah, 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 and you don't know, and etc. If you are in a situation where you are dirt poor and you find yourself having leisure time, watching TV, scrolling, hanging out, you cannot say that you have done everything you can to get out of that situation. There is always more that we can do. We can always try harder. And I can guarantee that if you try real hard, you can get yourself out of almost any situation in this great country. And that is why I say extreme poverty is a choice.
Suddenly it is clear to every American, especially the white folks, they realize now that a lot of them are on credit. If you want to buy anything in America, you have to buy on credit because they can't afford to have the money. They used to say it's a good system, you have to have your money, you buy on credit. And now the question is, for how long are you going to pay for that which you got, that credit you got? How long are you going to pay? They began to realize that it is not a way of life that one should live, because when you buy things on credit, you pay throughout your lifetime. You want to buy a car, you want to buy a house. I can still understand if you're buying a house on credit, mortgage is still okay. But the basic thing like car, like just little things. Are you aware that people in America, they are buying groceries with credit card because they don't have real money in their bank accounts. They are broke. They use credit card. In other words, they buy on credit. That's what it means. It's just that they have the money in their card to buy it and they pay up later. So you found that before the month come to an end, they've spent their salary. So tell me, how will an American be able to fulfill what we call the American dream? It is no longer a reality. You know what? Even the salary is not enough to keep up with the basic that he or she wants. And now it's dawned on the people that this is not the way to go. You earn so much and you pay so much as tax. The bills are piling up. The house rent is not coming down. The grocery price is going higher. Tariffs going higher. Virtually everything is going higher. And therefore the salary is no longer enough for an average American to live the American dream. Now the question is, how did they get here? These are the questions I'm also asking. Guys, how did you get here? But I know some of the people are saying that this administration has not really been good to the American citizen in terms of policy and enactment of policies by the Congress House and all of that. As you all know, there's been a lot of policies that has been rolled out. Another fact is the fact that President Trump has been signing executive order, they call it, when the case is looking like there might not be a fast response from the Congress House. He signs executive order to execute it and make it faster. And before the court or the Congress House says yes or no, it has been operating. So now, even if he does not agree with it, they have to go to court. But his decision, his executive order has been activated. So these are the things people are saying, that you just sign everything into law because you want it to happen without considering the welfare of the people, how people are living. Are you aware there's about 25% jobless people? Are you aware that the welfare, a lot of people are living on welfare in America? That means they don't have any job. That is why recently the government of America shut down the system, because they realized that a lot of bills is being paid by them. Whose fault is that? People don't have jobs, they don't have basic, the healthcare, they don't have it, and the little that they are getting from the government has just been shut down because the Democrats in the Congress House said no, it should leave it, and he said no. So he shut down the government, so they're not going to be paying anybody. They said the government doesn't have money. Meanwhile, he said the government is going to realize about $7 trillion. That by the end of the year, it's going to be more than that. So it's all about the government having money in its coffers, but not considering what the people are going through. The fear of the people is not concerned with that. And these are the things that Americans are going through. They are saying that, how did they get to this place? And the question is, how did you vote for the government that does not have you in mind? That's the question that the people are asking. Every white Americans are saying they regret. They never envisaged that this is going to happen to them. Well, the black folks told you guys, the black folk, they were crying out, they were campaigning, they did protest, they did all sort of things. They said they warned you guys, but you guys didn't listen. An average American is not happy with the situation that is going through right now in this country, and is saying, what is the way out? Guys, let me know what your take is. Has this affected you in any way? Let the conversation begin at the comment section. Let's talk about this because let's see how it has affected you in one way or the other and see how you can get out or find an alternative for yourself if that's your plan. Thank you for watching, guys. And of course, if today is your first time of coming across my channel, do it to subscribe, like, and share if you are getting value from this content. Thank you, guys, for all the subscribers, for new subscribers and the whole subscribers. I'm grateful for your likes, comment, and subscribing. You guys are the real MVP. Until I come your way again, stay in peace, stay in love, avoid trouble. Bye-bye.